birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Trey. Happy birthday to you. It's my baby's birthday today. Yay! He's 11. That's crazy to me. Just yesterday, it feels like I walked into this small little hospital in Salt Lake City and expected to have to walk down a long hall to get to the nursery, but no, it was right around the corner. And I looked in and I saw this baby filled with black hair. And I'm like, that's him. That's my baby. And he ended up being my baby, Trey. And that was 11 years ago. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. He's at sleepaway camp right now, overnight camp. And so I don't get to celebrate with him in person. So I had to sing here and celebrate with all of you. But I did get to talk to him just like 10 minutes ago. I got off the phone with him. So he's having a great time. He sounded like a little man already. And last time I talked to him on the phone, he sounded like a baby. It's so weird to talk to your kids on the phone, but this time he did not. He was very articulate. Anyways, let's see. We've had some matches this week, so that's great. We also have some families who have had double fall throughs, which sucks. What's interesting, though, is the conversation that we had in our weekly email that was sent out today about the word failed adoption. And just to kind of sum it up, how can we call something a failed adoption when a woman decides to parent her child, right? There's no failure about that. So I was thinking about that. And I think I heard someone say to me once, or the gist of it was, and it makes sense to me, when you accept a match, right? An adoption match, when an expectant mom chooses you and is thinking about making an adoption plan or is making an adoption plan, what you're really saying is, I am agreeing to go on this journey with you as you are thinking about and considering making an adoption plan for your baby, knowing that you may or may not. And if you do, I am agreeing to be there for you to step in. And if you don't, I was happy to support you through your pregnancy and for what you needed to get to this point. That's basically what you're doing when you agree to a match. Speaking of disrupted adoptions, or what we call fall throughs, one of the warning signs is that, well, a couple warning signs, is that maybe an agency or you, if you've been in direct contact, stops hearing from the expectant mama. Maybe she's not returning calls or not texting as much. Maybe she's not reaching out to the agency as much as she used to. Or maybe she's had appointments and she's not going, and either she's just not showing up or she has a lot of excuses. Now, some of that does happen. Things come up. But if you start to see a lot of that, that's typically a red flag. And it's hard because at that point, you're typically invested already, either financially and especially emotionally. And depending on when she's due, you have to make a judgment call on if you want to continue to keep supporting her moving forward, or if you want to back out. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing that came up. So when my baby, I adopted a Hispanic boy, he's Mexican. And when he was born, he had what I thought was a birthmark on his tush, and it looks like a bruise. And I didn't know what it was until one day I guess you could see the back of it. Maybe he was wearing a shirt. I don't know. It was in the summer. And somebody randomly in the public said, "Oh, did you know that's called a Mongolian spot?" And I thought, no, I didn't know that. And what is that? Is that, just something Hispanic children get? Turns out it's not, although most Hispanic children do have it. So it's called, this is something you should know if you adopt Asian, Hispanic, or African. The technical term is called congenital dermal melanocytosis. Congenital dermal, meaning skin, melanin, melanocytosis, more commonly known as Mongolian spots or Mongolian blue spots. And it's a kind of birthmark commonly found in newborns, also known by the name slate gray nevus. Mongolian blue spots often appear right after birth or in the first few weeks of life. They're harmless. You don't need to remove them. In fact, typically they go away between the ages of 3 to 5. And for my son, it did. And it's typically found on the butt, the back, the shoulders, and the base of the spine down here. It says, because these marks are on the buttocks more than any other part of the body, Mongolian blue spots are sometimes called blue butt. The name came about because the spots were most commonly found in children of Mongolian or other Asian ancestries, and it's most common in, let's see here, what did they say? It's most common in Asian. Okay, it says on average, only about 10% of Caucasian infants have Mongolian blue spots. Blue spots are found in about 50% of Latinos and 90 to 100% of Asian and African populations. So there you have it. In case you have a baby of those descents and you see what looks like a bruise on their butts, it's called blue butt. It's normal. So there's that.